Greetings, folks. This is early Monday morning, February the 4th, in the year 2019, and this is my Sunday show response. As I mentioned in a previous commentary, that I was going to watch Meet the Press at 2 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it comes on at 2:05. And then if I wanted to say anything else, I would do so then. Well, that's now. Okay. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Governor Northam of Virginia. I've already done that in my last commentary. That was basically a message to the governor himself. Now I want to give a message to the Black Caucus and the stupid media that is, just running with this story. All right. I have a question about this. If it's wrong for a white man to paint his face black, what about a black person painting their face white? Now, don't tell me it doesn't happen. You can go to Google Images and look up black mime. And I will provide a link to a YouTube video about a black woman mime. She has her face painted white. So, my question, if it's wrong for a white man to paint his face black for any reason, isn't it wrong for black people to paint their face white? And should we white people get all bent out of shape over it? Let me tell you something. I think we should find out who these black mimes are, and if they ever go into politics, we got them. All right. That's enough of that. I think it's a ridiculous thing. I think the Democrats are falling apart on this, and so it's incredible. It's okay for black people to paint their face white, right? Isn't that kind of a double standard? Chuck Todd had members of a black caucus, the Virginia Black Caucus, I forget their names. And there's a National Black Caucus. He had two of these people on, and I'm sorry. I've never been a racist, but I may be becoming one. Not based on skin color, but based on attitude. It is obviously some people have a double standard. Okay, enough of that. Now I want to talk about something more important than face painting. It's called the national emergency. There is one, We have a bunch of criminals that are running our government. And I consider that a national emergency. They are frauds. They take an oath of office to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against foreign and domestic enemies. They are not doing it because they are domestic enemies of the Constitution. Just listen to them. All you got to do, listen to Elizabeth Warren. Does it sound like she cares anything about the Constitution? How about Kamala Harris? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't say this about a black woman. I could be racist. Does she say anything nice about the Constitution? I mean, you show me a politician, and I will show you a fraud. These people don't care about the Constitution. And so they are criminals. You see, the supreme law of the land is the Constitution. So if you violate the Constitution, are you not violating the supreme law of the land? And why aren't there any consequences for violating the supreme law of the land? There should be. And those consequences should be at the ballot box. Vote these criminals out of office. That is a national emergency. Do the people of America care that little about the Constitution that we allow these criminals to continue to run our government? If that's the case, we are in a bad place. There are those of us who would like to see us get back to the Constitution. Apparently, we are very few in number. But maybe, just maybe in time, would the American people realize that they would be better off, way better off, if we went back to the Constitution? You would be better off. Much better off. Because the government would shrink. Most of our federal government is unconstitutional. And so we should shut most of it down. That's why I like the government shutdown. Because the unconstitutional departments of the federal government are often shut down. Anyway, so yes, I believe this is a national emergency. We have criminals running our government. But not only in the federal government, we have criminals running state governments too. They don't care about the Constitution. They take an oath to support and defend the Constitution, but they don't do it. An example are all the gun control laws. Here in Pennsylvania, not only do we have the Second Amendment, but we have, I think it's Section 21 of the Declaration of Rights. That tells me that in Pennsylvania, not one gun control law should be passed. Not one. We have the Second Amendment, we have the state constitution, but it doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter. People get all emotional about certain aspects of our society, and they say, oh, we got to get rid of the guns. Okay, let's get rid of the guns and see what happens. Why is it that a dictator would order the confiscation of all the guns in his country? Why would they do that? Anyway, so, yes, we have a national emergency. It's called Congress. It's called the White House. It's called the Supreme Court. It's called state legislatures. It's called governors that are ignoring the Constitution of the United States of America. That's my commentary about the Sunday shows. Thanks for listening.